All right. This one came in anonymously. How do I let go of the loop of horrible negative things my mother laid on me in childhood?
Well, I'm in therapy for that. I don't know everything. So let's start by that. And this is just my own experience. And yes, I am in therapy for that very thing. And so here's what I'm discovering. And so I'll share what my current learning, my current level of knowledge about that is. That as I fill my cup for myself, and as I continue to take agency over my life and take my place on my queenly throne as a grown-ass woman who makes really good choices for herself, I can go back in time and I can see my young, untrained mother who has this kid that she is responsible for, and the sheer terror she would have felt about that. And with no skills and no training, no schooling, no therapy herself, she's got to fix, manage, and control this girl. And the only tools that she knows in her emotional frustration to manage this child is through shame, the silent treatment, or humiliation. So with a little girl and her burgeoning voice and opinions and agency, the only way an untrained mother who has no skills and her own wounds reaches for what seems to be what other people use, punishment, shaming, detachment, yelling, whatever, saying terrible things to, like, you think you're all that, let me say some terrible things to you. Because often a child learning to step in their own agency is not obedient. And you're not supposed to be. You're figuring it out. It's like you're figuring out what your limits are. You're not supposed to be obedient without questioning anything. So that would be really hard for a young, untrained mother with her own generational trauma and ancestral trauma. So the more I see that, the more I can have compassion for that mother who's scared that she's going to do a shitty job and who doesn't have the support to learn and understand how to do a better job of that. And I feel compassion that, wow, I bet I was a handful for you, because I had big opinions and I wanted a lot of agency, and I wasn't really that interested in being obedient for no reason. So I'm sure there was a lot of fear for you. So I can find that compassion for her, and I can find the compassion from my little self who really, really wanted to be loved differently. And so that string of things, that my mother's voice is not the voice in my head anymore. So I'm separating that out and understanding that I listened carefully. I took it in. It landed in my bones. It has done me no favors. And now I'm going to remove that stream from the voice in my head and replace it with my grown voice that loves myself, that has compassion for my mother, that has a sweet, tender compassion for my little self, not getting what I needed. And I can give that to myself now. So I replaced that voice of my mother saying terrible things with me, my important voice, saying beautiful things of love and care and beauty, and all the things that I need to hear need to come from me now. And that's the tea.